Guess what?
Hi everybody, it's Terminal234 Fey on the mic with
Dolapo here. We're not doing the intro anymore.
The reason I'm doing it is because that obviously we need something to get us in the Anyway, things are a little bit different today. Can we acknowledge that? You know, I'm in a different seat.
Yes.
Right? It's dark outside. Right? What else?
So now we're going to talk about this Conor McGregor thing. You want to tell us about this Conor and McGregor?
Conor McGregor. So Conor McGregor is a UFC fighter. I'm sure most people have heard of him. He's Irish. He's kind of annoying. He's a loudmouth, but he makes a bunch of money. You probably heard of him. He fought Mayweather, right? Remember the fight with Mayweather? That was a big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, recently he came out. So his arch nemesis at the moment is Khabib. Is that his name?
Yes.
Khabib, who is, I want to say he's Russian. He's Russian. He's Muslim, more importantly, because that's really how he's identified.
Okay.
And McGregor recently said that he was retiring from the UFC. He's not fighting anymore. And then right after, basically it went after Khabib and was like his wife is a towel and just basically insulting her on the basis of her religion. This isn't the first time he's done this. He's done this before.
Okay.
He and Khabib actually fought before. That was his last fight, and Khabib destroyed him basically. Because they literally have real beef, not fake beef, not for entertainment beef, literally throwing stuff at the bus, trying to break the bus window, people getting arrested, real stuff.
Yeah, oops.
Yeah. So
way to
yeah, I don't know. I wish we could get the real comments of what he said, but essentially, going at it, do you think it's okay based on the fact that they're in a fighting sport? It's the norm, kind of, to insult people.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I just don't care.
Oh yeah?
I don't.
You don't care about
It's like
UFC?
if you were to tell me that two hockey players don't like each other and their fight off the ice means something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's I think not. I don't know. I do know. It's because I don't really care about the UFC association or whatever the hell. I just think it's already a violent. I'm sorry. It's already a violent sport. So naturally, people inclined to be.
But do you think? So I understand you don't care about the UFC, but do you think there's a level of there's rules of engagement in anything, right?
I guess what I mean is there's no deep dive to be had here because it's already a violent sport. So
anything goes.
No, but people who are a part of this have an inclination to be more violent or more aggressive, abrasive, just not really care. So why should I care?
So they're all animals.
That's not what I said.
Just say it.
I definitely did not say that.
Put it out there.
That's not what I said, Dolapo. I'm just saying I mean, whatever.
Okay.
No, yes, okay.
All
be kind, be polite, be what? But we all know that.
Whatever.
So whatever.
So what do you
think?
About?
No, tell me what you think. I think you care more than I do.
I care to the extent that I think it's weird because I feel like he's crossing the line. But like you said, he's a fighter and they're in a super violent way of living, and it's almost kind of accepted. But I don't know. I guess in a way, I'm just kind of at what point is it too much? At a certain point, it's okay, you can't say that. It's kind of I'm sure you've heard the Mike Tyson clip of I want to hit his kids.
Yeah.
That was the point I was okay, calm down.
You can chill.
That's too much.
Yeah, but again,
so when does it become too much? Especially when it's on the basis of religion. Religion is a pretty powerful thing. You don't really want to be going.
I guess for me, where it is maybe this is giving people too much credit, but we all kind of know where that line is.
Okay.
But lines go out the door when you don't fuck with a human already. So they already don't like each other. That's one. And then two, they're in a sport where it's almost perpetuated and expected that people get a little bit, crazy.
Yeah.
So again, I'm just I'm not surprised, if you will.
Yeah.
I never really thought much of Conor McGregor. I already thought he wasn't the greatest person.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Okay. So what do you want to talk about? You don't want to talk about UFC and fighting.
What do I want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about Tiwa, because I know Miriam is dying right now. Apparently, we have some mad.
Yeah. So what happened? What happened to her?
So let me tell you guys something. I came across some tweets, well, some Instagram posts. So remember the Fuck You challenge? Right. Apparently, Victoria Kimani had hers, and you know she basically called 2 people out. Who's that? She's a Kenyan artist, but she's signed to Chocolate City. Okay. And
I actually didn't even know she was Kenyan until like this week.
Me too.
I thought she was
Nigerian. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah. Okay. She came for YC and Tiwa, and she called Tiwa African, grandma African bad girl.
Wait. Is this the girl that said something like, anytime Tiwa is performing anywhere, she doesn't want any other.
So somebody else came out and said that. Oh, that's a different person. No, someone else explained why all the girls were like beefing her. So apparently that's why they're beefing her. But yeah. Okay. So that's where the beef came from.
I think she also made a comment. I don't know if it was on the song or somewhere, but she was basically like, yeah, like Tiwa Savage basically like same thing you just said, like didn't let her perform, like.
Okay. So that gives us a context to why people just don't mess with her. Okay.
So anyway.
And she also talked about YC.
Yes. What was the thing about YC?
I think she said, I didn't listen to her
song. What did he do to her?
But I think she said that YC stole her lyrics. I think she said like she's the one that wrote some part of like too much juice, too much sauce. I don't believe her, but maybe she wrote it. But
I want to take credit for that too.
So far, she's pretty real. She just when she doesn't fuck with people, she just comes out and calls them out. So I don't think
we can't all come around saying like, oh, by the way, I wrote this. Like what? You don't just.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't listen to her, so I don't want to like lie about what she said. But that's what I read or heard that she basically said.
She said that Tiwa she had sex with like married men.
That's what she said on the song also.
She actually made a comment saying that she would rather in response to everything, Tiwa posted a picture or video of herself, of her new car / Mercedes, like tour bus type thing, you know, with customization, like her name's in there or whatever. So she's like, well, I can't hate like your sugar daddies or they're
fun
or whatever.
Lifestyle, whatever.
Yeah, but I would rather not have like married balls in my face. So she just like insulted her, and then Shay came out as well and said something. And
what did she say?
So she said that Tiwa Savage's name is somewhere in that list that we were talking about last week.
Which list were we talking about last week?
The club list.
The people that are owing money.
People that owe money that didn't pay. They made them close their skin.
So basically, the Fuck You challenge brought all the claws out against Tiwa.
No, didn't I tell you last week? Like, this is literally people are going to vent. Like, this is
no, but like therapy. I think the story here is that everybody has something to say about Tiwa though.
Are you surprised?
No, because kind of like what we acknowledged a little bit earlier, it seems like she just doesn't have that many friends in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think it's that she lacks friends. I think that this is my opinion, right? Girls are like this naturally. Girls are gonna hate on each other. That's just normal. So if you basically put someone, and as the way most people look at Tiwa, which is arguable, but the way most people look at her is kind of like she's the #1 female artist, right? She's kind of like, she has like the most Instagram followers, like she has like all that stuff. But I can see like, I can understand a female artist being like, what is so great about her? Like,
I mean, I did say
her music is good, but is her music that much better than all the other female artists?
Because we did mention like a couple weeks ago, like when we were comparing her to Yemi Alade, how like, when it comes to the actual music, we know who we think is better.
Yeah, so I can see why people hate on her.
But I mean, I took a side when you said girls are just naturally catty, because I hate hearing that, especially because that's not my nature. But yeah, if I'm being real with myself, there is a reason why there's always only the one girl at any given time, it seems like. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with like, let's talk about it in hip hop with female rappers. Like, there's usually the token female that's.
Of course, it's normal. Listen, girls love to hate on each other. They love to fight.
I don't know that we love. I also think it's just
they just do it. They don't love it, but they do it. They do it out of hate. They hate out of hate.
No, I'm saying like, I think it's just like, unfortunately, the way the industry is structured, there usually is only room for one to be championed at a time. Just because it is a cluttered industry when it comes to the males.
It's true, but it's not true.
It's dominated by men.
It's true, right? In the sense that, yes, you could blame, like, the industry or whatever. But I'm telling you that naturally, regardless of industry. Literally in a classroom. If you go to the second grade classroom,
there's Queen B.
Yes, there's the girl that all the boys like,
yeah.
And there's the next girl and the third girl. They're like, yo, what's so fresh about her? Okay. Her hair is long. My hair is long.
If I
because she's mixed. Well, I'm almost mixed. Like girls.
You're right. No, if I'm being honest with myself, yes, girls do tend to compare themselves to whoever is decided to be the number one at whatever given moment in time. And it's just unfortunate. We could get into all of the like nuances of it and where it comes from and the layers of it. But yeah, if we're just being honest, the root of it all doesn't matter. The result is women don't fuck with each other.
So what do you sorry, go ahead.
I will say that probably plays into the whole Tiwa thing, but sometimes when you're just like a good person through and through or beloved or what, like Beyonce, like she might be considered Queen B, but pretty much everybody likes her. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you just don't come out and say anything.
I'm about to say, I don't know if it's that pretty much everybody likes her. It's that you're not allowed to not like her.
I also think it's just like there's nothing disparaging to say, so you just if you don't have anything
there
nice.
There is if you want to.
I guess.
Okay, so I can imagine.
But you get my point. I get your point.
Like, but your point is that she shouldn't be hated on in general because she's pretty much like popping on most fronts, right?
I'm not saying she shouldn't be. I'm just saying I feel like there's a reason why everybody kind of like right now with Nicki. Like Nicki can't catch a break from anybody. It seems like, but that's because there's a reason. You know, she's wrong.
No. I agree with you to an extent. Like I don't agree that there's nothing to hate on Beyonce on.
I agree. No. I'm not saying there's nothing to hate. Like, okay, I'm the number one person to say I myself. My flavor is Rihanna over Beyonce any day. You know, I'm just not the hugest Beyonce fan. But I can't say, oh, like Beyonce, I know her to be this or that. Like, I just maybe it's good PR on her end. Like maybe she just has a great team around her.
But it's also her support.
It's also that she probably is just a good person. If I'm giving the situation a
so I guess what I don't want us to do is I don't really think we should like look at it based on being a good person or a bad person. Because being a good person doesn't
bringing up.
So do you think
that okay? My point, if I'm going back to my point, is that with Tiwa, there's a reason why it seems like everybody is coming against her because everybody seems to have something bad to say. It's not just one. It's not just two. It might be a couple people, and this "fuck you" challenge just gave them a platform to.
So what do you think the reason is?
One of them is like, oh, whenever I'm performing somewhere, I don't want any other females performing. It's kind of the same with Nicki. Like Nicki will make radio stations pick sides, and she'll she'll throw shade on people. She'll make sure that there's not enough.
So let me ask you this question, right? I don't know how true this is, but let's just say it's kind of true. On some level, it's true.
Yeah.
Do you think that the roles are switched? Do you think that these other artists would not pull something similar?
I don't know. But the roles aren't switched, and we know what Tiwa has done, or we can.
So I guess my point is, does that make her a bad person? Because that's that's why I said I don't want it to be a
great person.
But I don't think it's about being a good person. I don't think that if she allowed them to perform, they would still not.
And honestly, I'm not here to call Tiwa a good or bad person. I don't know, nor do I really care. I'm just saying that the "Fuck You" challenge gave a platform to a lot of people to say some disparaging things about Tiwa, and maybe it's for a reason. Maybe it's that for this long she's gotten away with X, Y, and Z. But
I think that me personally, like I told you, I think people are just gonna hate. I don't think that is not true what they're saying. I don't think all of it is false. Like you're saying, like there's some amount of truth in it. But overall, it comes from she's the most successful. She has, even if she's doing this, because she's the most successful, she's the most powerful, that she has the power to even do that. And it's a reaction off of that. Like, yo, you're gonna hate the person that has that power.
I'm not denying that. I never said that wasn't a part of it. I'm saying there's more to it though. I don't think it's just that Tiwa is number one. I'm saying you can be number one and still not have these many people have something to say about your character.
Yeah.
So again, there's room for both to be true. I don't think it has to be one versus the other.
Yeah.
But that's just, I don't know. That's my 2 cents on the situation.
None of the girls
I do not like Tiwa.
Only the girls that hated on her. What does that mean?
I mean, that club promoter might not like her too much. Or whatever club owner.
Do you really think she'll be on the list?
Do you think she'll be on the list, Miriam?
I don't think so, but who knows?
She's supposed to have money. If she doesn't have money, but that's the thing though. People are mean with their money because she can have money and just not
say. Still be stingy, yeah.
That would be messed up. That would be really messed up.
Anyway, what else? What do you want to talk about?
Tiwa. Let's see what else is on the list.
How about you tell us, creative director?
Right.
Give us some.
Feed us something else. We get to talk about whatever you want.
Yeah.
Today.
How about that? We let you.
This show is just
today.
for you.
Oh, nice. So yeah, what do you think about Cardi B drunken men?
She's only using our list.
Is it the same?
I know, right? This is our list of
Uncle
the
Bill
day,
Clinton. Oh goodness, Uncle Bill Clinton, you guys.
Yeah, no, but that is. Let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
Speaking of females in the industry, what do you think about that? Or do you know the story?
So I guess we should. Yeah. Can you tell people just in case
yeah,
you don't know?
for
It's been a couple of weeks, probably, right?
Yeah, I think it's been about a week
so,
now
yeah.
where it came out that an old IG story of Cardi's resurfaced, which just goes to show anything that's on the internet never dies. Like, you know, you always hear that, but it's like, who was recording that way back when, and why did they wait till now to release it? But anyway, besides the point, the IG story resurfaced, and basically she's just saying, yo, back in the day, I did some wild shit for money, like drug the men that I was in sexual relationships with, to be specific, that were paying me for sex. And I drugged them, and, you know.
Did she actually say that? They were paying me for sex?
I think she did. No, did she mention that it was like, yeah, it was like, oh, no, you're right, she's a stripper.
She's a stripper.
Prostitute.
She does not claim to be a prostitute. I don't think she would say that. I didn't listen to it, unfortunately, but I know, but basically she said that.
Side note, apparently prostitute is not the PC word, sex worker.
Oh, okay.
Let's try and be.
Sex worker. I mean, even stripper is not the PC word for strippers.
You're right, exactly.
If you go to a strip club, like strippers, like, I'm a dancer,
but strippers will. I don't think strippers are as disgusted with the phrase as.
No, they're not.
Yeah. But either way, I don't know. Maybe I added that later.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, she drugged men and stole from them.
Right.
And people are basically saying that's a little bit much to admit to.
It's not right.
It's not right. There's a double standard there, but your tone is giving me sarcasm. What do you think? Do you not think it's?
It's obviously not right.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're not gonna argue about is it a good or bad thing to do.
Right.
It's obvious. You shouldn't drug anyone. Unless they ask you to. Right. And you probably still shouldn't drug them. Drugs are bad, kids. Like, don't do drugs. Yeah. So that's obvious.
Yeah.
Now, do we or should we be outraged that she drugged men and stole from them? I'm not surprised or outraged. I don't, it's not a surprise to me that you would tell me that a stripper or maybe a sex worker, right? We don't know. Yeah. Would drug men. Like, that's not a huge surprise. Like, that's like, oh, okay, like, sounds about right. Like, it's a risk.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I think you're taking a McGregor stand that I took minutes ago. Where it's like,
no, but I
comes
care.
with the territory.
You say you don't care. I care.
In the sense that it comes with the territory.
Yeah.
You're not surprised. This lady's not gonna lose her career over it.
I'd be surprised if she did. No.
Right? So I mean, maybe she shouldn't have been.
Do you look at her differently because of that?
Not at all. Exactly. Not at all. When I heard this was a thing, I was like, oh, okay.
Don't you think that's sad?
That's sad?
Yeah.
On whose part?
Well, on the guy's part, because the guys are like,
I should feel for the guy.
I shouldn't expect to be robbed because.
Listen, so this is what I think, right? I think that you actually have a point. I think that we have to, going back to our sex worker talk back whenever, right? It comes down to how do we view this? If you view the whole sex interaction transaction, that maybe not sex, but that whole thing, that whole culture, that whole environment, if you view that as something that's like illegal, sinister, dark underworld, then anything goes.
It's kind of like I was
or if you view it as a legit, like, yo, this is a business, like, I give you this, I expect this, simple,
common courtesy.
Then definitely that's like, okay. But I feel like most people don't view it the second way. Most people view it as the dark underworld. Which
doesn't necessarily make it right. And I brought it up to Marion a little bit ago too, that like, you know what, maybe we should give it a little bit more thought. But it's just like if you go into a house to rob someone and that person shanks you, we're not gonna be mad. Like, it just is when you
but that's not a good example because you're going to
that person
rob
goes
them.
Into
that's a negative.
Illegal.
It's like you're saying.
I agree. No.
Example would be like saying, okay, if you go to get high in a random house, right, to go do illegal drugs, and you end up getting robbed in that place, should we feel bad for you?
No, that's I'm not drawing an exact one-to-one parallel. My bringing that up is saying you go into somebody's area and under nefarious circumstances, if you will, like, you know, just things that are at the end of the day considered to be illegal under the law. Yeah. Then when other nefarious things take place, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt. I'm not saying it's right, just because somebody is robbing you, yeah, do whatever you need to do for self-defense, but maybe don't kill the man. Like, sure, not the same exact situation.
So you don't feel bad for the guy in the situation, like in that kind of a situation. You don't feel bad for him.
No, it's not that I don't feel bad. It's just like
it's whatever.
I'm gonna have to acknowledge that yes, in different circumstances, like if this was like, you know, a guy just having sexual relations with a girl that he met at a club, I think I would give it a little bit more credence than the situation we described. But I don't think that that's good. It's just an unfortunate bias that I have.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you're essentially prescribed or subscribe to the mindset of the whole thing is just it's a dark world. Dark world, anything can happen. Yeah. Right? Like if you go into that world, anything that happens, anything goes.
Yeah, because I feel like even when it's legal, like even if I heard that this happened in Amsterdam, I'm still gonna be like, well, I mean.
You wouldn't be surprised, but then I think that you'd have more of a case. Definitely.
No, I'm not talking about having a case or not, but yeah, I'm talking about public perception. Like, so that either way, once it is in the arena of...
So because you're paying for sex, that means you should be subject to getting robbed? I don't think that's fair.
That's definitely not what I said. I said...
Well, you just said if it happens in Amsterdam.
I'm saying you will look at it slightly differently. Like if you went out on a date with a girl, or like you have a long-term girlfriend, whatever, and then she did that to you, she drugged you, ran away with your money, versus... oh, this guy, you know, he was hooking up
I think that you're saying two different things, even though you don't see it. So it's like you're basically saying, so if someone comes to your house to like help with your plumbing, they don't get to rob you because you're getting a service from them.
No.
So don't compare it. You're comparing it to a relationship. Don't compare it to that because this is a business interaction.
But my point is, because of the type of business it is, unfortunately, public perception is gonna look at it with a little bit more of a side eye. Like people aren't. When that Cardi video first came out, people did not. It didn't become a huge thing for a reason. People weren't like totally aghast because, again, the circumstances under which it occurred.
But I guess
that doesn't make it okay.
No. But I guess what I'm saying is it's different in a legal and illegal environment. So because what you just said is if it was legal, it would still be the same.
Again, I said. Like, I'm sure if let's say we knew Cardi to be a sex worker, we knew for a fact she was a sex worker in Amsterdam, and she said what she said. Again, I don't think it would have been as dramatized as it is being now. Like, as it would have been. Not necessarily.
I think it would be worse. Like, I literally paid you illegal, like, because in a legal setting, then this means in a legal setting, I'm allowed to come, give you money, and have sex with you. But then you decide to drug me and rob me.
The parallels that I'm drawing aren't one-to-one. I'm not saying it is or it's okay or Now I'm mixing up my word. I'm not saying that just because you're doing it under that circumstance makes it okay. I'm saying though, unfortunately, there's going to be a bias depending on which circumstance.
And I agree with that.
And I'm saying even if it was the reason I used Amsterdam, reason I brought this up is even if it was done under legal circumstances, we would still there's just a negative connotation around sex work. Like if you talk about sex work,
I agree.
Whether we want to legalize it or not, you're just gonna say that industry is still shady. Like you're just gonna bad things are gonna happen. It's gonna come with the territory. Like
so it being legal makes no difference. It's all the same.
I'm not saying it's all the same. I'm just saying that.
That's what you're saying. The reaction will be the same.
No, I did not say that.
So even if it's legalized, the perception is gonna be the same. That's essentially.
I said it's not gonna be very much off. I'm saying once it's done under the guise of sex work, it's gonna people are still gonna look at it shady, not to the same extreme.
Explain what you're saying.
Not to the same extreme.
Listen, you're going you're explaining it this way, and I'm just making it like one thing.
Okay.
So you're saying if it's legal or it's illegal, it's all good. Like it's all the same. People are not going to care.
And I'm not gonna just allow you to say that because that's not what I'm saying. I'm comparing the fact that it was done under sex work circumstances versus being done under like non-transactional sex. And I'm not saying that whether it's legal or illegal, it's the same. I'm just saying I'm comparing sex work versus non-sex work.
Right, no, I agree with that. So what I'm saying is forget about the non-sex work. Because you went to Amsterdam.
Okay, and if I'm comparing legal versus illegal,
exactly.
yes, of course it's not going to be looked at exactly the same.
So why did you say that from the beginning?
Oh my god, because Dolapo, you're not listening to the argument at hand.
And you're not
no, the reason I brought it up was, okay, let me give you the watered down version of what just occurred. The reason I brought it up is when we're talking sex work versus non-sex work, if you're drugging a man under this pretense that you did it with sex work involved, people are not going to have as much sympathy for the man, right? That was my initial theory. And I was like, okay, let me take it a step further. Even if it was legal,
you shouldn't have taken it a step further.
Because why not? That's how I like to roll. But yeah, even if it was legal, I took it a step further. Even if it was legal, people would still again look at it shady, even when it's legal, just because sex work is introduced. So my point was more about the fact that it was done with sex work in the mix, as opposed to it being done at all.
So basically, if you go purchase sex,
you might get things happen to you.
That
doesn't make it okay.
Right, but you're gonna get whatever you get.
But things are gonna happen. I mean, that's just
no one cares about men. That's what you're saying. You don't want to talk about that? Oh, okay. We'll talk about that another day.
Yeah.
Talk about how much people just don't care about men and protect men. No. But let's talk about another man that is just under a bunch of heat, right? Because no one cares about men. Again. Damn, I wish I could
make me a promise though? Then after this, we go to a light topic because I'm just tired of arguing with you.
I don't think this is a heavy.
Okay, let's hear it. Because you said man that nobody seems to like.
Yeah. You know, people are trying to come at Ghost. And I'm sure it's because of Angela. Like, it's not because of Ghost. It's Angie. People hate Ghost because of Angie. Like,
full disclosure, I don't watch Power, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Do you know Angie, though?
I know of all these people.
But you don't watch Power? No, okay, let's talk about that first. Why do you not watch Power?
Well, okay, so I just don't really love those type of shows to begin with. Anything that is, like, super druggy or whatever.
But it's not super druggy.
Isn't the whole underlying thing?
It is, but it's not super druggy.
Okay, that and then Cops and all that. Like, I
so you don't watch like, so you don't. Oh my god!
I do watch Ozark though. Have you ever watched Ozark?
Of course, I love Ozark.
I love Ozark. I don't know why I like Ozark, but I don't like not Mad Men. Bad. What the fuck is that one called? With the meth head chemistry teacher. What's that one called?
Oh, what's it called?
I forget. Miriam, what's it called? What is wrong with us? One of the biggest shows of like the last 20 years.
I watched it.
I kept thinking Mad Men.
Everybody has watched it. I know. But I was about to say Mad Men.
Yeah, you made me think that.
Bad.
Okay. Bad? No, it's not.
Can you look it up?
Yeah, Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway,
so you
I don't watch
like...
The only one I like is Ozark. So I already know I'm not really into that genre. And then like about 2 seasons in, people started talking about how it wasn't that great any longer. So
it's still good.
You're probably alone in that because
that's
most
not true.
people I know.
People keep saying that, but literally, people keep watching the show.
Yeah, but you know sometimes when you're committed to something already, you kind of just
listen. This is what I think. People love to hate stuff. People love to hate stuff, and they want the story to go one specific way. Is it as
good as it first started, though? You have to admit that.
I keep watching it, like literally.
Just because you keep watching it doesn't mean you love it just as much.
So it's hard for me to compare because I haven't gone. Like I wouldn't go back to the first season to watch it.
Do you remember how you felt watching it initially?
Yes, I feel just the same way. Like I feel like I can't wait to see what's gonna happen.
I think you're in the minority, but I don't watch it, so I can't.
It's a good show.
I'm not gonna speak for everybody, but yeah. Either way, I never got into it, but I know it. You know, kind of like Game of Thrones. You just know everything.
Yeah, essentially at the NAACP Image Awards, I believe they're called. You know, Beyonce was there. Ghost was there. We should probably find his real name.
What is it?
Omari Hardwick.
Hardwick. Yeah.
He gave Beyonce a hug. He kissed her. Well, basically, he kissed her too many times. That's essentially where the boy.
He double kissed her.
Yeah, he kissed her like he was going there for the hug and gave her a kiss, a little peck. Then he actually hugged her. And then when he was leaving, he was like, "Ooh, let me get one more."
It wasn't just that too many, but it was also a little too close to the lips, and right next to Jay-Z too. The optics are just like, really, dude.
So I guess you saw the video. So what do you think?
I was just like harmless. I thought it was harmless. I thought he just was giving Beyonce a little bit too much loving because he's a fan.
Right.
I've heard theories though that they might have some history and that
because
they were being a little bit like it's like. You wouldn't just peck somebody on the cheek that you met for the first time. At least most people won't.
You could. People do.
People do, but it's, I don't know.
It depends on the setting.
We also don't know where he's from. Like, you know, maybe it's like customary for him to just do that. Like, I think maybe a southern thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who does that in America because I don't really think of it as an American thing.
Right.
But it is definitely weird. I feel bad for him because I don't know where his intentions were.
And I don't think they were bad.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, but it's just awkward, and it's one of those things that I myself am very afraid of, like, because there are like a couple people that I know, like from different places, where like Ethiopian people, they do that, like where they give you a hug and like
really?
yeah.
But I think they would know to just like we have some Nigerian customs that we reserve for Nigerians, like
exactly.
Like,
but that's
for
the
example,
thing,
like
like
greet an elder, like
exactly. But it's hard to tell, and sometimes like because it's just their way, and it's not just them, right? It's like it's a worldwide thing. Like a lot of other people cultures do it. Some people do it, and then it's awkward because it's like, like giving someone a hug, and then they give you a kiss, and like I wasn't expecting that, and it's like, oh wait, is it gonna be a double kiss now? Like, because it is normal to do a double kiss. A double kiss is not a random thing.
Like that's why people have the theory that they know each other because you don't do that with just someone you met for the first time. At least usually you don't. That's why we're like, why?
Usually, but that's why I said also a culture within, and that's why I said I agree with people because I agree with people because I don't think it's an American thing to do. Like Americans don't kiss.
So that's why I'm like, everybody's like, the fuck? Like, did you just do that twice?
Yeah.
And I think what didn't help his case is that she wasn't very receptive of it. She looked very taken aback, like.
Do you think she was
what are you doing?
disgusted, or do you think it was just like she was just surprised and the cameras are on?
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Unless there's truth to the theory that they've met each other in previous circles.
But I mean, if they have, why haven't people brought it up?
No, maybe not like in the sense that they had a thing, but like they're familiar.
Okay.
You know,
I mean that's probably
because again, the way that seems like a familiar way to greet somebody.
So then, do you think that if we're going with this theory that they're familiar with each other on some level, do you think this is the first time they've had the hug kiss? Because if you've had the hug kiss before, you probably know how to do it.
Your face shouldn't be like that too.
Exactly.
I don't know. That was just a theory to bring up. I'm more of like.
And the first kiss, it didn't seem like the first kiss was. Like her reaction, she didn't react off of the first one. It was the second one.
He went back for a second. I think the first one, everybody's like,
do you know what I think?
But the second
I really think
like,
that he forgot about the first one.
He's like, oh my god, Beyonce.
Take one kiss before you go.
It was also really close to the mouth. I think that was more like.
I think it was might have been trying to kiss her on the lips, but then.
What? Do you think so?
No, I'm telling you, you'd be so surprised.
No, but again, Sure, but that's like very again when you're familiar with the person, or either that, or both of you are of the same culture.
Have you ever said
both of you are of the I'm saying I would not bow down to an American elder. I would.
No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? You just know. You just you're not gonna just do every custom for everybody.
Have you seen the clip of Charles Barkley where he kisses the ref?
No.
See, that's what I'm trying to say. So,
but that was probably out of excitement or something. Was it like?
So he didn't kiss the ref. That's the point is. So it was this ref who's the oldest ref in NBA, and they made a whole thing. It was years back. They made a whole thing. Charles Barkley was gonna race him, so they had a race. Of course, Charles Barkley won because the ref was really old. And after the race, Charles Barkley went to hug him, and he hugged Charles Barkley and kissed him on the lips.
The ref kissed him.
Yes, he kissed him, and it was the most weird thing because it was Charles Barkley obviously wasn't expecting it, but he accepted it because out of respect and all that stuff. So. People, this kissing thing is very scary, guys.
Don't come at me with the kiss that I did not.
People are still trying to figure out hugs and stuff. You were adding kisses and stuff. Hugs are
That's weird. I just think the whole situation is weird.
Did you guys see 50 Cent's comment?
No, what did he say?
He was like...
Leave it to 50.
Of course, right?
He got in trouble.
Right? He was like, season 6 of Power. Jay-Z kills ghosts. Don't
That's funny.
Yeah, did we get anything about Jay-Z's reaction?
No, but Jay-Z keeps it classy. You saw the elevator.
How would you expect him to react? Forget about him being Jay-Z. Just let's say if that was you and that was your boyfriend or your husband, not even boyfriend, right? Your husband. What would you want as a reaction? Because girls are different. What would you expect?
I think I'm gonna assume that everybody there could tell it was innocent. So Jay-Z being the bigger man that he is, like I said, you saw the elevator clip. So I'm just going at it, and he didn't budge. So that type of man is not gonna jump when something like that goes down. I'm sure he was just like, oh man, you like my wife a little bit too much. But again, he probably sees that all the time. People who ooh and ah at her presence.
He probably had to convince her it wasn't anything. She was probably like, man, he's like,
you think so?
listen. Yeah, he's probably like, listen, B, calm down. He's just trying to hug you.
Oh, you're saying that? I thought you were saying that Beyonce had to calm him down. Like,
no, I'm saying the other way. Like, he was probably calming her down. Like,
he was probably like, did you see that? Did you see what that nigga just said?
Exactly.
And Jay-Z was like, it's okay, honey.
It's okay.
You know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You're Beyonce. But no, since we're on light topics, we were mixing it up this weekend. Or, no, this week. It was on a random-ass Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
We went to see Burna Boy.
Oh, true? Yeah, did you enjoy
crush.
the show?
Oh my God.
Man, we missed out. So we went to see Burna Boy.
Yeah, you did.
We turned up. Also, Burna Boy and Mama Burna, everybody else.
Mama Burna came through.
Everyone DMV was there.
Yeah. Honestly, if you're Nigerian and you live in the DMV area, you were
Not
there.
just Nigerian, African. I saw some
African,
Latino people.
You know,
white people.
I had a moment with the
like Latino people that like didn't come with like any. Like they came by themselves.
Yeah.
Like couples. I was just like,
honestly,
what are you guys about to do?
It was pretty lit. It was pretty lit.
It was pretty lit. It was fun.
Yeah. But Burna's just so good. I love it. I have a crush on it.
Yeah. What do you think about his performance? What do you think about the whole show?
I think he's born to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's such a natural entertainer, and your eye just gravitates to him. Like he has just, those.
I don't know.
Okay, maybe I'm being biased. I'm being biased. I've said it. This will make it 3 times. I've said it. I have a crush on him. So I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't trust my.
Fall in line. There's a long line of them.
I know. Wasn't Steph on there?
That's what I heard. I actually didn't see her.
Speaking of
but
line,
I was way on the other side, and people were like, "Oh, she's over there in the corner."
Yeah, apparently she was, staking her claim.
Yeah, I didn't see her, unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know. But people said she was there.
I mean, if she was there, I think that lends credence to the whole thought.
That's the stamp. I mean, there's no question after that.
Going on, yeah.
His mom was there too. Like she already met the mom.
Exactly. You're traveling with him. Like, come on.
She's worked, like you said. She's staking her claim. Like
I think so.
His
so.
stock is going up. Like she can't be slow.
If there was any question before, I think we know what the answer is. I think so. But no, but I think it was a great show. What did you think?
It was a really good show. I like me as a huge Burna Boy fan. I like the way that he started the show, even though I could see like some people didn't like that necessarily.
I mean,
because he started with some songs that like weren't
deeper cuts.
Yeah, like he started with like Heaven Gate. He started with like PHCD Vibration, and people like literally had to stop and was like, guys, let me tell you what the words of the song are. The song is I'm from Port Harcourt, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh okay, yeah.
I love.
Well, literally, I don't know if you remember it, because I don't know if you remember it, but there was a girl standing like right beside or behind us, and she was I swear she's the biggest Burna Boy fan. I wanted to literally ask her like, yo, what's your name? Like, I need to know.
To the front.
Yo, the only reason I'm sure she wasn't at the front was because she wasn't by herself, and like it might have caused a fight. Like no, because people were not gonna just let her go to the front. But she was the biggest Burna Boy fan. She knew every word. Yeah. She was screaming at the top of her lungs. Like literally everyone around her had to look like, yo, who is this girl? Like she was super hyped. But it was cute though. Whenever
you see someone like that in the crowd, I'm like, I wanted to help her get to the front. I'm like, you deserve to be there. Like you love this guy. I mean, overall, I love that nobody stopped dancing after a certain point. Like it just was so lit. It was
it was good. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed there was like a fight, but the fight didn't stop the show. Kept going.
Yeah. Burna? No, I thought Burna acknowledged it. No?
He did. Yeah, he did. Because literally they started fighting. He kind of just looked like.
He's like, really here?
Like, really?
I'm not about this life.
So he stopped for like maybe 5 seconds, and then I'm trying to remember what song he started with. He just continued anyway. And it was like I just noticed everyone was looking. I was like, what's everyone looking at? It was on the other side, so I couldn't see the fight. But
how do you think it would be to travel with your mom everywhere as like an international?
I mean, I think it depends on your lifestyle. I think it depends on what you're going through. Like now that let's say he has a girl, I think it'd be cool.
What if he didn't have a girl?
I actually still think it'd be cool because it depends on your mother.
Clearly, they're super close.
Yeah, I think the kind of mother that's gonna travel with you, like, is gonna understand like your life. Yeah, I actually read an interview with her and stuff like that. So, yeah, she sounded like she's really cool, and she was just like she's unbothered by like how people like love her now. She's like, yeah, like these people don't know me. Like, why do they love me and all that? So, yeah, I think it'd be cool though. Yeah. I think it'd be cool. Like, it was, they like each other.
Anyway. What is next on the docket? I think we should probably wrap up soon, huh? I feel like we've been talking for so long, my mouth is dry. You know what? Since we're already calming down, I don't even want to bring this up because it's made me so sad. all week. I'm actually kind of mad at us too for waiting this long to bring this up. But we know that the rapper Nipsey Hussle passed away last Sunday. Actually, we found out pretty much right after we were done recording our last show. We went home, and yeah, me and my sister were just chilling, and we saw the news. And I don't know what it is about this guy, because I didn't even listen to his music.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't listen to Victory Lap. It was always on the list because I consider myself to be a low-key hip-hop head / just a music connoisseur, if you will. So it was always on my list, though. Like, I have a running list all the time. So whenever I have an extra moment and I feel like listening to a new album, I pull from it. And he was on that list. But again, outside of that, I just knew I liked him. Like, I had an affinity for him. He just seemed like such a cool guy.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been a shortage of people saying exactly what I'm saying now.
Yeah, no, I think that, yeah, I definitely remember hearing about it. I was literally, I don't know, I was just chilling. I was on my phone.
Yeah.
Someone, like, one of my chats was like, yo, they just shot Nipsey. I was like, it was crazy because it felt like we were literally all there, like, live. So it was like, yo, like, what's like, so basically, like, I remember just going online, like, wait, is this really true? Like, this can't be true. And then it was true.
Right,
and then
I had the
shortly after they pronounced him dead, and it was really
that's
sad.
What I was gonna say, yeah.
But yeah, no, like, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. I was a fan. I wasn't the biggest fan, but I remember listening to him back in college. Like, he was like the new Snoop Dogg, and it just sounded cool. He could really rap. His flow was like slow, like basically the kind of rapper I like. Like, he's not too complicated. He's not like there's not a bunch of metaphors. Like, you listen to the music and you get the music straight away. You like it or you don't like it. Like, there's not a lot of deep diving, right? Like, even though he talked about deep things, he made it so simple that anyone could understand it. Yeah, so he was just really cool. Obviously, he was doing a lot of stuff in the community, trying to like uplift people. He was like in his neighborhood.
We would be remiss not to mention the fact that he was Eritrean and he tapped into that. Like, he knew of his roots. His dad was Eritrean, and he championed the place he came from.
Yeah, he definitely talked about that. He went. I think he visited.
Yeah,
I don't remember how long
18,
ago, but
yeah,
he visited. I think he visited it more recently, if I'm not mistaken.
But
I know he visited. Like, he definitely he made it a part of him, like, because he was, and he didn't it wasn't something where he
didn't hide
like
it.
Exactly. He didn't try to be like, no, like, I'm not, like, he found out more, and he was. I think for me, that's what he was really about. Was about finding out information and using it, like, low key, like, don't just talk about stuff, like, doing stuff.
And of course, like, a lot of his interviews and stuff have been resurfacing since the news of his passing, and you saw him talk about his roots quite a bit, but not only that, he would like try and school people on not only where he came from, but what he was trying to improve upon.
Yeah.
Within his community, like you already mentioned, like all the initiatives that he was pushing, and he had so many things, so many balls rolling at once, and I think what stung the most is the fact that it happened in front of his store in his community that he was trying to reclaim. And trying to like bring positive vibes to. It's just like he had just finished greeting fans, and he was doing his thing. He was being the great guy that he is, like, just at his core. Like, you could tell through all these interviews that I'm mentioning that he's just a good guy. He just wanted to bring positivity into the world, change things. And you've heard, or I've heard quite a bit, the comparison to Tupac. And when I first heard it, I'm like, are we jumping the gun a little bit? Like, he's great and all, but, But then when you think about it, it's like, I also heard this online where a lot of us, including myself, I don't know if I was born even when the passing of Tupac occurred.
I'm sure. Tupac was like 96.
96. Okay, yeah. So I was like 2 years old. I thought it was 94. That's not like I was.
No, I think it was 96.
I just showed my age. Anyway, no. But I wasn't old enough to understand what was happening, and I get what they mean by there's just this somber mood around the community, not just amongst us, but the amount of celebrities, like big and small, whether it's the likes of Drake, Kevin Hart, Rihanna, or like the people who are just popping up in his community. It's like he touched everybody, and everybody had a good story to say. Even people who didn't meet him, or people who've only been in the room with him for 5 minutes, not a single bad word, really.
Yeah, I think that it just kind of, for me anyway, is a point of reflection, right? It's kind of like a lot of things you do, you need to think about how are you gonna remember it when you're gone, and make sure you leave a good legacy.
Exactly.
And understand like your legacy can end tomorrow.
Exactly.
So don't like a lot of like I know me anyway. A lot of things I'm like, yo, I'm always like I want to change the world. That's like I've been saying that since I was in college. I'm like, oh, I want to save the world.
Oh my God.
I want to do this.
I have something
but
to
then
say
like
on that, actually.
I'm like, yo, like I haven't done it, so I need to do it because if I don't do it now, like when am I gonna do it? So
only 33.
For me, like that's what everyone should kind of take.
Yeah.
Moving forward is like be motivated, do everything you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot of people are saying positive things. I like that people are saying it out loud because it's good to hear that.
Yeah. Like
I know in the coming days, some people are gonna do some stupid things and say some crazy things. But I think for me anyway, I'm not really gonna focus too much on that. I don't know if you see. I don't want to talk about it. Let's not talk about it. But some like people are just stupid.
I'm tapping into what
people are just stupid.
Frequency
so,
right now. Yeah.
Don't feed into the stupidity.
And I think keep up with the positive vibes because that's all he wanted to put onto the world. And much like what you had said, it's like I also was always like maybe not as I didn't bite as much off as you did, but I would always say like I use that Tupac quote quite a bit. Like I might not change the world, but I want to like influence the person that does. It's like I want to have some sort of footprint on this earth, even if I'm remembered, you know, as Nipsey is being remembered or not. It's just he was so young. Like I mentioned, he's 33 or he was 33, and he had a young family. He has young children. You know, the whole Lauren clip and videos that have been surfacing. It's just it's quite sad. So I mean, I guess to put a button on it, if you really can, it's just. We send our condolences, you know, to anybody who was affected by it. Of course, his family, Lauren London, to his children. At least you know.
I don't know if you saw before we finished. I don't know if you saw Jay-Z like the college fund. Did you hear that?
No.
He set up a college fund for his kids. I want to say like 20 million or something like that, but like maybe not a college fund.
They want to do.
A trust fund, but he set up a trust fund for his kids.
Oh, well deserving because you know again he's a man that would have done the same. You know if he can in any way help anybody in his community, I'm sure he would have done the same. So you know I hope the best for everybody involved in it, and you know people continue on his legacy, his family, and whatnot. And I don't know, it's a tough one. That one really hurt me. I don't know. Again, I don't even know what it is about him, but like all week I have not thought about it a single day. So.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah. So now that we've ended that one, maybe we should just wrap up the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on this week? Anything interesting?
No, we don't have any more concerts to go, but we should hang out more often outside of recording. You know, I think we had fun, and I like recording at night. What did you think?
It was cool.
I tried to rig it up at the beginning of the.
I thought I was gonna be tired, but I think my coffee kicked in.
Of the episode.
I took some Excedrin, so I'm drugged up right now.
Good for you. I think
I'm ready to go out.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I mean, it is a Saturday night. What's the move? We got okay. Maybe this is our opportunity. Let's go see. Take the night out.
My bed is calling me.
Old man.
All right, guys.
Spells. She's a million, I said.